What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Duke. Back at it with another video. And today, excuse me, we are doing yet another toxic tier list ranking. And today we're going to be doing a toxic tier list ranking of all the Summerslam 2024 matches ranked from the worst to the best in tier list form. But before we get sexual, beginning of the video, what's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Because number one, it's absolutely free. And number two, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, just 967 away now, and also maybe help with YouTube algorithm recommending more people. Maybe they could join that sucks. And you feel free to comment your thoughts on SummerSlam 2024 down below. But with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. And before we get right into it, here are the tiers. So we have the best of the best, which means they were an awesome match, flawless, and are close to 5 stars or 5 stars. It was an awesome match. It was perfect. Great means it was like above 4 stars, but there was like a minor flaw about the match, holding it back from going towards number 1. Towards best of the best, I should say. Toxic goodness means it was a good match. It was a solid outing between the two participants. Okay means overall it was a mixed bag. There were some moments that were good, and then there were some moments that were bad. They were tied together. And then toxic trash means dumpster fire, the worst matches of SummerSlam 2024. Alright, so we kicked off the show with Rhea Ripley, mommy herself, facing Liv Morgan for Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship with Dominic accompanying Rhea Ripley. And this match, I thought, was great. It didn't quite reach best of the best for me because I thought they would have went a little bit longer, and I also thought like the finish was a little bit anticlimactic because I was expecting maybe Rhea to hit another big move after she kicked out of Oblivion, but she didn't. And what do you know, after she kicks out of Oblivion, Dominic tosses in the steel chair and costs Rhea Ripley the match, and Liv Morgan hits an Oblivion on the steel chair to Rhea Ripley. And Liv Morgan retains, and as Liv Morgan retains, Dominic shows a little bit of a smile, and then Dominic and Liv make out and realize, and it's revealed that Dominic was in cahoots with Liv altogether. So, yeah, I think it was a great match, a great women's match this year. Probably going to be in the top 5 best women's matches of the year. It's got some stiff competition with Bayley and Io Sky. That's all I'm saying. It's really up there. So, great match from these two women and a great way to start off the show. Next up, we have Braun Breaker, versus the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn for the title on the line. And this match on the show was probably my least favorite. But, however, I still thought it was a good match. I'm putting it into toxic goodness. Finally, Sami Zayn. Don't get me wrong. I love Sami Zayn. He's probably up there in like my top 3 favorite current active wrestlers right now. I love him to death, but I was getting tired of his title reign because he beat Chad Gable twice, even though I thought Gable should have won. And then he also beat Braun Breaker at Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which I thought Braun Breaker should have won that, but he didn't win that. So, but Braun Breaker finally beat Sami Zayn here and won the Intercontinental Championship, rightfully so. And for gripes, I just wish this happened at Money in the Bank. It's just because I felt Money in the Bank was the perfect chance to do it because it was in Sami Zayn's hometown. You could have Braun Breaker like utterly brutalize Sami Zayn in his hometown and then win the Intercontinental Championship and make a massive statement, you know? But they didn't do that. So that's why I can't really put it... if this was in Toronto, I would probably put it a little bit higher. But they didn't do it in Toronto, so good. It was a good match. Next up, we got L.A. Knight, versus Logan Paul for his United States Championship. And this, for me, I would say is tied with another match for match of the night. This was best of the best for me. I loved this match. Don't get me wrong, I really love Logan Paul and what he's doing with WWE right now, but it's just he isn't popping up that much often and defending the U.S. title that much often. So it was about time that he lost that United States Championship to LA Knight, with LA Knight winning his first championship on the main roster, rightfully so, which we have all been clamoring for a while now. And and also, I'll tell you what, this might be a hot take. If Logan would have won, I wouldn't have minded it, unless they would have faced each other in a rematch the next pay-per-view for the U.S. title, which LA Knight would have won there. I would have been fine with that too, but I'm happy with the result here, so Logan doesn't disappear again with holding a championship, so yeah, and a lot of cool spots in here. Logan did a moonsault to the outside that was like really high and really boingy, if you know what I'm saying. It was a really cool spot there. So, and LA Knight doing a superplex, that was really cool too. And, yeah, it was best of the best. I loved this match. And honestly, it might be my top 5 favorite matches of the year so far. But it's not coming close to my number 1, because number 1 is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes easily at WrestleMania 40. Next up, we have Bayley versus Nia Jax. Out of all the matches on here, probably this was the match I was least anticipating. However, I was shocked by this one. This one goes at the top of Toxic Goodness. I thought this was a really good match between these two. And I was actually shocked by the result. I'm kind of happy with it, too, to be honest. Where Bayley ended up losing the championship to Nia Jax, which I was not expecting. I thought Bayley would have won, then Tiffany Stratton would have cashed in, and Bayley would have won. Tiffany Stratton would have won the championship. But that didn't happen, and Queen Nia Jax is your new women's champion, which, these two had a lot of good spots in the match. There was a powerbomb by Bayley. What strength from her, my goodness, that was pretty strong. I'm fine with Nia Jax winning the championship, because, I think, since she's returned, she has actually improved quite a bit. Like, she's shown herself that she's not at the Nia Jax she used to be, where she kept on injuring people, luckily. So that's good. And this was another good match, and sets in stone the storyline with Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, maybe where Tiffany Stratton turns on Nia. All right, next up we got I'd probably say this was the most hyped up match of the whole entire weekend, and CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as special guest referee, and I'll put this great. I think, I don't know what that was with my tongue, but okay. These two matches are equal for me. I would probably put it above CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. The only thing holding it back is I also thought the finish was kind of anticlimactic, where it ended, because I thought they were going to go like at least 5 minutes longer, and they didn't really do that. And also, I kind of wish Punk won, but it further enhances the storyline with Drew McIntyre, with this version of Drew McIntyre. So, but it was still a great match. It's above 4 stars. It was a really great match. It's just I kind of felt underwhelmed by the finish, but still great match. Okay, so that goes into the great tier. Next up, we got Damian Priest versus Gunther, the King General, I should say, for the World Heavyweight Championship, and this match was best of the best as well. This is probably tied with LA Knight and Logan Paul for my favorite match of the night. Gunther delivering yet another probably close to 5 stars or 5-star classic in my mind. Damian Priest looked really good in here. Both of them looked really good, and Damian Priest looked like a strong champion, which most of his matches as of late when he's defended the title, he hasn't looked like a strong champion, maybe besides the Jey Uso versus Damian Priest match at Backlash. But he looked probably the best he's been in any of his title defenses so far. Gunther, of course, always looks amazing. He's every single time you have him have a match, it's guaranteed to be a 5-star classic, unless if it's a squash match, which it's still going to be a good squash match, but it's guaranteed to be an amazing match from these two. And this actually had a shocker in here, which, well, I wouldn't say shocker. It's kind of like a 50-50 situation, but Finn Balor turned on Damian Priest this show, which I was not expecting. I thought it would have happened on maybe the Raw after SummerSlam, which they didn't do that, which I thought that was pretty cool there. And Gunther winning the World Heavyweight Championship was the right result. No ifs, ands, or buts, because he made that IC title. Sorry. He made that IC title relevant, and he's probably going to make this World Heavyweight title relevant again after Seth Rollins lost his World Heavyweight title to Damian Priest, which Damian Priest still had a good run, don't get me wrong, but it kind of felt downgraded compared to Seth Rollins' title reign, and I'm pretty sure Gunther is going to have a better title reign than Seth Rollins, so it goes in the best for me. And then next up we got Bloodline Rules. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the WWE Championship. And this will go into great tier. I know that's a hot take, but it's just all the match was hyped around really was Roman's return, which we did finally get that with Roman Superman punching Solo and then delivering the spear, which that was cool to see him back. And I'm sure we're going to get some more words from our tribal chief on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes and Solo both looked... Solo, while he lost, still looked pretty strong in defeat. I must admit, he did look pretty strong in this. Cody looked pretty strong, too. This was probably, besides the match with AJ Styles at Backlash, probably Cody's best title defense so far. And, yeah, it was just a really great match. It's just... it was all built around Roman Reigns' return, so a whole lot of us, including myself, weren't really... We were paying attention to the match, but we weren't paying attention to the match at the same time because we knew Roman Reigns was coming back, if that makes sense. But it's still above 4 stars. So, yeah, but with that being said, guys, not a toxic trash in here. We'll see how the end of the year goes, but we'll see. This might be my favorite pay-per-view of the year, maybe. I don't know. It's tied right now with WrestleMania Night 2. WrestleMania 40 Night 2. And WrestleMania 40 Night 1 is up there, too. Don't get me wrong. It's just Jay versus Jimmy kind of brought that match down significantly, which I didn't think it was a bad match. I just thought it was very... It was... repeat after repeat with super kicks. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this toxic tier list ranking of all the SummerSlam 2024 matches. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on the pay-per-view itself down below. With that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace.